What's up, you guys? I'd planned to go on this morning, but I could hardly talk. Sorry, I'm watching the comments on my cell phone, and well, I forgot to mute it. But anyways, I was going to go on this morning, and I just couldn't talk. I thought this was allergies, but I don't know how many of you have had COVID. But when I've had it, and see, this last time, it was the first time I've ever known that I actually had it, right? And there's this weird smell that kind of comes with it. It's like a indescribable smell, like like a stink bug, like ladybug mixed with like chemicals, like cleaning. I don't know, but it's terrible. Yeah. Anyways, so hopefully that's not what it is, but I'd almost guarantee it just because of this weird smell. How is everyone? I hope you're doing fabulous. Yeah, very very lucky. I thought for so long that I hadn't had it, and then I remembered like all those symptoms, and I thought, well, maybe I have. But I hope you all are doing wonderfully. I hope I'm negative too. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Well, you need to get some rest, says Glitter Princess. No rest for me. I've got too much to do, but I guess I can rest when my days are coming to an end, I suppose. That's the way my daddy always looked at it, and I guess that's the way that I should look at it. And actually, I find that I don't do well when I rest. Like I want too much rest if I start doing it. So, but I thank you for that. Anyway, I just wanted to come on today and talk with you guys a little bit about some things that we spoke about yesterday. I need to grab my notes real quick. Let's see. Robert McGill. Robert, I wanted to talk with you specifically because you've got my mind going in all kinds of places. Like everything's starting to add up for me. Like it has to be hypothetical, allegedly, possibly, theory. But in theory, I think that yeah, I think you understand what happened. But no, I did not get your emails. You'll have to let me know where you sent them to. Did you send them to BrittanyLouPreston@yahoo.com? All right. Don't know if I should read all of this, but I just want to kind of explain some of these thoughts. So, Nick, the tow truck driver, right? He kept saying that he was in the service van. He wanted us to believe he was in the service van and that this service van has cameras, all around it and it would have captured it. But the sad thing is, you guys, I don't know if it can be retrieved or not because the company would be the only ones with access to it. That's his story. And I mean, it's understandable, but I just about bet you that footage is nowhere to be found. I mean, I could be totally wrong. That's in my opinion. It may be, there may be footage. Then again, who's to say that that footage isn't staged, allegedly, right? I feel like anytime somebody is like needing that much attention, anytime somebody is trying to be that close to an investigation or case, that there's a big issue. Remember how it seemed as if allegedly that Sammy was trying to guide the narrative into a certain light and distract people away from Prosser Lake? Well, I feel that this kid picked up the other end of that. I feel like he waited on AWP to come through. Who's to say how long that he'd been sitting there waiting on them? And I know that Doug clearly felt weird like vibes from it because you can tell as the interview goes on that he begins to do more than just speak with him about this. He starts to question him like you would like you would a prisoner or something, or like a suspect. And he doesn't really seem to understand that or catch that because he seems to be so tied up you know, in them, like he's a fan or something. It's kind of freaky at the same time. But I just wonder if Sammy knows Nick, the tow truck driver. Is there any connection there? I don't know, but I want to look over something with you guys. Just one moment. I'm going to share out my screen. Okay. One moment. Bear with me. I don't know if I should start with the interview or start with. We're going to start here and we're just going to react together. We're going to talk about what's being said. Just pay close attention. Keep in mind, yesterday we spoke about the seatbelts hanging out both sides. I'd said one side, and then someone else come and left me a comment and said, Brittany, they're hanging out both sides. So that's weird. Remember that he kept going on about her trying to connect her own belt to the seatbelts? That's pretty creepy. Did somebody do that to Kiely? And did they connect her like that in the back seat for some reason? Like that night of the party, and then her car be hid somewhere for a few days and then took back to Prosser, hypothetically on the back of a tow truck, that the bed could be lowered down to the water's edge and then released, and it would probably cause it to flip over and all that stuff. I don't know. It's a theory that I now have, and let's just watch a little bit.
Actually, so you don't have. So when you were digitally dispatched, did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did call and nothing went through. It went straight to voicemail. Yeah.
Do you know if she had a phone on her at the time?
She did state that her phone was dead. And
Another thing, you guys, if I recall correctly, I remember someone saying he doesn't work for AAA, that he works through some type of like company, like type thing that's like a government thing that they work with law enforcement. And I guess it's like a free service for people who live in California, something of that nature. That's what I had gathered. If you know more about that, let me know. I think it's ironic that he claims that she uses her boyfriend's phone and that her phone is dead. And we know that her phone was purposely turned off.
so she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone. So that's how she did get in contact.
And what was you mentioned? Like she was asking funny questions and acting.
What did that say?
That her phone was dead, and so she used whatever guy, whoever this was, she used his phone, so that's how she did get in contact.
And what was
The FBI confirmed that Kiely's phone died at 12:33. Well, it went off at 12:33, right?
At the time, I didn't realize again.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the towing industry my whole life, so you see a lot of crazy.
I want you to pay very close attention to like their body language, to the way that Doug is asking the questions with him, how he's acting like kind of normal right now, and then how it changes over the course of what little bit of this footage that we do have from that interview.
Crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal, you know. So I can see why at the time it's just a normal call.
She kept on going over that, like how do you like secure your seatbelt that like firmly and like do it correctly, and that's
when she was asking this. Was the guy that she was with right there too?
Or on the opposite side of the car.
So he could hear the conversation as well?
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team. Better to say, like one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on another. They were never close to each other.
Another weird thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that Sammy, out of nowhere, remembered that Kylie's car had like a Ram sticker on the back. Why would that be? How? And they were not close friends. I'm not going to remember a sticker that's on the back of somebody that I've just been friends with a little while on the back of their car, unless it's like huge or something. There has to be a reason why they noticed that sticker, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? I hope you all can hear me. I'm curious to whether or not his wife was even there or not at all, during that, because he says that I think he got himself an alibi by saying that he called her, to tell her about this weird event or whatever. I wonder if he didn't stage that so that she could be his alibi. I wonder if this wasn't possibly, allegedly, hypothetically, him and Sammy. I don't know if they were there at the party together. Maybe it was him and his girlfriend at the party with them. Maybe that was the two friends in her car. I don't know yet, but I am highly suspicious of the hypothetical theory that Nick, or we'll just call him the tow truck driver, and Miss Sammy could be allegedly, possibly, hypothetically, in theory, involved. If they were, I mean, you just got to put two and two together. It makes so much sense. It's the only thing that's made any sense so far. And he works with law enforcement, which is absolutely terrifying considering what we learned last night.
Each other.
She was uncomfortable. Because that screams awkwardness and someone being uncomfortable. And when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not dealing with you the entire time and not her. Did she seem high or intoxicated or?
I thought that maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed.
Can you show me on the map where you saw her?
Absolutely.
Again, they all allude to her being like so messed up and stuff. You know, I heard that there was allegedly a Venmo transaction on Sammy's account that showed it was like listed as Percocet, right? Well, I reckon out there, it ain't just oxys that are being faked as oxys when they're actually fentanyl. I reckon there's like a Percocet type thing going on, which is really scary. And the fact that she wanted us to remember, you know, that they drank out of each other's cups, like they were drink swapping. Why would you tell us that? Did somebody hypothetically put that Percocet in her drink? Did somebody purposely do this to her for some sinister, nasty reason? We've got to find out. And I personally don't think that law enforcement I think that their egos are so hit by AWP finding her that they are not motivated like they should be right now to be searching everything. Because just for example, well, you all know all of her stuff that fell out of the car, it was still in the bottom of Prosser, right? We'll get to what happened with that stuff in just a moment.
Absolutely. All right, so we're here in Reno. Let's go down to Truckee.
And that question is a very good question. And it's another thing that I want to tell you guys. The family was upset by this, right? This part of it. In my personal opinion, they knew he was involved with law enforcement. He was in cahoots with everybody. And he seemed super suspicious. He waited there on them. He wanted to share his story, push the narrative. He saw Jagger on the news just as we did. He knew we all seen him in that black hat and stuff. Who does he describe that was there? He describes Jagger to a T to what he was on the news. That's pretty creepy. I think that they recorded this so that it could not be swept under the rug, just as Jared says. In a moment, I'm going to show you that clip. How insane. I mean, it's starting to add up for me. I hope it's maybe adding up for you guys. No, I don't feel that this is the truth. I feel that this is the story that he wanted us to believe. He wanted us all to hear what he said and start speculating about who were the two people we seen in Reno and how were they dressed? Who did they look like? He wanted us to begin to speculate, in my opinion, about Jagger and Kate. And guess what? That's exactly what everyone did. Everyone that heard this interview did that. Then we watched the interview on ZavGirls with Jared. And I listened to what he said. It didn't click to me. But thankfully to one of our amazing subscribers, I can't remember what, Robert McGill, what did you tell me that your name was? Because I know you're on your husband's account and I don't want to be disrespectful. But yes, if it hadn't been for you, I mean, I would have probably never went down this route. All right, so let's continue real quickly.
There's Prosser, there's Boca.
Also, like he takes us out to the Boca area because I feel that he wanted them to check it. He was trying to stir them away from Prosser as well.
Just drop a pin on the road exactly where you saw her.
We're at the red place, right? Boca, you come in, you follow this road down.
Nina. Thank you so much, Nina.
Right there.
I'm going to write that down.
So right there, how she was coming
Yeah.
out this way and out of
Her front end was.
There's several people not telling the truth. In my very honest opinion, I believe that it's possible, hypothetically possible, that the tow truck driver guy was trying his very best to pin this on Jagger. 100%, that's where my brain goes. And he did a great job at it because what happened? Everybody began to look at Jagger. And then Jagger was super upset, right? But you can look at Jagger's face. You can look at his eyes. You can see the pain in his heart. He is super hurt by losing Kiely. This guy seems super suspicious. Look how big he is. Look how big he is. Jagger's not really big. He's not muscular. He doesn't look like he's that strong. I'm not trying to bring him down to be rude. I'm just stating this guy looks like an officer himself, like a trooper. I need to learn more about the tow, like law enforcement associated agency where he is located. All right, absolutely, Nina. I would have you up because you're the one that brought this story to my attention. You got me thinking, and then I started adding two and two together, like the seatbelt thing that I kept talking about. He brings up that she was asking weird things about like how to connect her seatbelt to her belt. And we seen the yeah, so let's just continue. I think that they somehow used those seatbelts either the night that she was murdered, the night of the party. They may have tied her up like that somehow. I don't know if it was like because they put her on the back of a tow truck. I don't know. I am just theorizing here. I do not know this to be 1000% true. I just know that it's very suspicious and it adds up. I'm not making any accusations. I am just theorizing hypothetically. That is all we are doing. Welcome, everybody. If you haven't, please slap a like on the video and share it. I feel that this is super important, and I don't think that the cops are trying to put this together. But when Jared said that they recorded this and added it into this so that law enforcement couldn't sweep it under the rug, none of us realized what he meant by that. Look how suspicious he gets in this. It gets worse and worse. The more Doug asks questions, the more it's like he's questioning him, and the guy just continues to answer them. He wants to be on camera. He wanted this attention. Well, you got it.
Was facing 894. Yeah. All right. And did you leave before her, or did she leave before you?
I left before her.
Was there anybody else around?
There was people far back here, yes, but not near her, no.
Did you notice anything in particular in her car at all?
Thank you so much, Steve 6 Point. It's kind of funny because Steve 6 Point come around to me because we were betting on Ryan Upchurch's channel. And, well, I've let off of the Ryan Upchurch stuff. Although I don't agree with a lot of things, I just think he really needs to get clarity. He needs some rest. And I do believe that, I think there's a reason behind what he said. I think it was because of law enforcement reaching out and trying to tell him what to say and do. And he didn't want to blame or accuse a certain person. So that's why he started that, because he's still theorizing and trying to figure out what happened to Kiely. I think he just wanted to piss everybody off because he was pissed off. I don't know. But thank you, Steve. Let's keep going.
Oh, I mean, besides perfume bottles and...
Listen.
Like, yeah, that's it.
See there, right there. When he says that, Eric noticed this last night and he brought it to my attention. Watch this.
Front end was facing 894.
Yeah.
All right. And did you leave before her, or did she leave before you?
I left before her.
Oh, yeah, like he thought that. He had to think about it. Like, just, Doug's asking the right questions. Of course, he had to leave before her, or that would be weird, right? Then again, why wouldn't he have made sure that she could leave safely? Like, he didn't do any. Why would you? Okay, his story doesn't add up. He is a grown man. He should know better. If she was actually not in, if she was in danger by someone other than tow truck guy, hypothetically, don't you think he would have done something or said something or something? He did none of that. Instead, he goes down the road and calls his girlfriend, he says, and I think that's forming an alibi.
Was there anybody?
But right here, just pay attention. When he asks him about what's in the car, he wants to say something after he says the perfume bottle, but then he just doesn't. He almost called himself up.
Else around?
There was people far back here, yes.
In my opinion.
Not near her, no.
Did you notice anything in particular in her car at all?
I mean,
Watch.
Besides perfume bottles and like...
Up.
Actually, there was
He looks at the
bottle
camera. He looked at the camera and was like, actually, no, it's just perfume bottles. And Doug is starting to go in on these questions. That is why this is included. It wasn't to hurt nobody. It wasn't to create like drama. It wasn't for like soap opera. It's because it was very important. And there's way more of this interview. And then I reckon there's the girlfriend's interview and who knows what other footage. Just keep in mind, he sent them to Boca. Why? I wonder why. I wonder if any of the people we're discussing and theorizing about, I wonder if any of them are divers. That's a good question to ask. Because, well, I'll tell you in a moment. Let's keep going.
And that was all that I recalled, to be honest.
Did she have anything on her keys at all?
I don't remember.
Did you say that you guys have cameras that could possibly get some sort of facial recognition on?
Yeah, so we do indeed. We have cameras facing front and rear of our vehicles, as well as that we do have like audio, so we can pick up audio from inside and outside of the truck. So we did have that, and I'm guaranteed.
We did have that. Well, where did it go, Mr. Tow Truck Driver? Where did it go? Was it destroyed? I wonder if he actually had access and he's not telling us that. Or I don't think he was in the van at all. I think the whole time he brought the tow truck out after whatever happened.
Guaranteed. I mean, my vehicle is facing directly towards hers, so that's how I normally do it for my protection.
What's the window you're giving us?
You can look at him and tell that he's involved with law enforcement some way, somehow. I just need to get more educated on that whole system out there because we don't have anything like that here. So, like I said, just keep paying attention to what he's saying. It's so strange.
When this happened?
Either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I believe.
He knows what people are going to be looking for. He puts his hands in his pockets, so it'll prevent him from fidgeting with his fingers or anything. But he's still doing the like foot thing where he's like bouncing himself slightly up and down. That's a comfort mechanism. He's trying his best to stay as cool, calm, and like a cucumber as possible. He wants it to look like, hey, why would I come here and do this interview if I had anything to do with it, you know?
Because the weekends I usually cover trucking, so, and that Friday I also work.
Holy moly. There is a YouTube that links him back to Sheriff Wu by donations. So on that project Veritas, I've just started looking into that like a lot because it's a whole channel, a whole entire channel based solely up on the crookedness, the filthiness, all of that of the Placer County Sheriff's Department, and especially the previous sheriff, Wayne Wu.
Worked in Truckee, so yeah.
If you were to make a bet on what day it was, what would you say?
This right here, he don't want to pinpoint a day. That's why he's doing this whole this day, that day, whatever. Then he comes back, his girlfriend helps him out. Oh, Dad's birthday. I don't believe this shiz for a dad burn minute. For a minute. I mean, I don't want to this is all speculation, all theorizing. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming Sammy, not blaming anyone. I am just theorizing that sometimes when the puzzle fits, it fits because it fits.
I mean, when I was looking back under my GPS, under my phone and where I'd been, I was there both Saturday and Sunday farther into Boca.
Everything you just heard unfolded right here where I'm.
Okay, you guys, so there's that. Now I'm going to bring up Nina. I want Nina to talk with us for a moment before we watch part of the interview that was done on ZavGirls. Okay. And you guys, we'll have an open panel this weekend. I do not feel well at all, so I know I'm not going to be able to do a long live today. I feel so feverish and just bad. So, but this was so important that I had to bring it to you guys, to your attention. There you go, Nina. Come on up. But so what are you all thinking so far on what I'm saying? Like, I'm just theorizing, so we don't know for sure. But the wheeze, all of that stuff. Did you see how Doug started to go in? And I can't imagine where this goes in the rest of the footage. And the fact that law enforcement say they never spoke to him, they didn't know, and all this weird stuff, that's believable to me. I guess, it's going to take time, but if they try to call this an accident, I'm not going to handle that. I'm going to fight for Kiely. One moment. Hello, girlfriend.
Hey, what's up? I'm off work today, so there shouldn't be a lot of background noise.
All right. I can't believe it. I think that you hit the nail right on the head, theoretically.
Right. Okay, so I did send you them.
Because I think we're actually on to something. So that's why I'm telling you, we got to make sure because it does seem very, you've done a great job.
Likely. All right.
Likely.
So, you know how I said it was on Zav's Live with Jared?
Yeah, I've got that clip for next.
All right. So I wrote down everything for you, word for word, what Jared said.
Did you? Okay, let's hear it.
And I did,
then we'll
and
watch.
that's what I sent you in the email. That's what I sent you
Oh,
on your Yahoo email.
well, hang on, hold on.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it real quick. Hang on. My
All right.
email.
Because
That email is.
I don't do the best at talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
And
do.
it should be under Rodell. It should be under Rodell McGill.
Okay, hang on here. Oh my goodness, this one problem. I get so many emails, it's insane. Rodell McGill. I'm looking.
I sent them to you at probably
Okay, I see it.
15 or something like that. It's 1 out of 10.
Just one.
It should be 10 of them, but it's because I don't know how to send multi pictures, but it should say 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10. Because I sent each picture separate because I don't know how to. Okay, because I don't know how to attach all that stuff together.
Right. I'm not sure that it's going to.
I'm a grandmama, so.
Okay, it's not going to let me pull it up. Okay.
All right. Well, I got it right here that I can kind of go over a little bit with you. All right.
Okay.
For one, let me just say.
I'm worried about you. I don't want you to wreck because
yeah. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Okay. Have you heard the saying? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yes.
Okay. So keep that in mind. But for one, Jared says at the very beginning, he says there's a lot more that we have cut out of the video in certain things do if certain things do happen. I'll just announce it right here. We have 2 other videos to be released if certain things do take place. And it's just going to be a whole, I mean, nobody knew this footage even existed of the tow truck driver, but we have the full, uncut, raw, complete interview with him, as well as his girlfriend. Okay, which we talked about that yesterday. I'm fixing to pull over.
Yes, please do. I'm worried.
We talked about that yesterday.
Over here, like watching you.
You're good. You're good. I'm fixing to pull over. So anyways, we talked about this a little bit yesterday about him, his girlfriend not being on camera because for one, she's a nurse.
Yeah.
Okay. For 2, I think that they're like, well, just depending on whether, if it goes that way, she might not want to be on camera if he is charged with something because she is a nurse. Okay. So my next theory on Nick's girlfriend being a nurse is the simple fact that you're in the medical field, you would know how to preserve a body.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
we all think that we're not saying for sure.
Allegedly. Okay, so for one, we all think that the car was put in allegedly after Prosser, looked over it or whatever.
Right.
Was searched. Okay. So that would make sense why her body would be in, good preservation, if they put her on ice.
Yeah, because the
allegedly.
water makes the person decompose quicker.
Pose faster. Right. Okay. So who is a nurse? They are credible stand-up people. They tracked us down. Was the rolling billboard of AWP and just seeing us pulling off the interstate at Best Buy. That first night we got into town, we didn't track them down. It was just that they saw us, just a chance encounter, and they tracked us down and we had the interview with them. Okay.
Listen to that.
So
listen to that. That's so important. I feel like he sat there. That's how he determined. He knew they were coming. He knew about the time that they should be getting there because he's keeping up with it. He wants to be on camera. He wants to get his narrative across. Who else did that until she got
nobody?
Sammy.
Right. And then that's the reason why he's pushing that narrative so far towards Jagger. You know what I mean? I don't think the kid had anything to do with it.
I don't either. He pinpointed him and I think that he was trying to allure people into believing that it was Jagger and Kate by describing them and making it sound like it could have been her and not Kiely. I swear I do.
Right.
He described him down to a T to what he looked like that day of that interview, so people would be like, "Oh,
right. Oh, we know, you know what I mean? That just, to me, if it was me and me doing the interview, I don't think I would have put that out there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because that's putting
uh-huh.
AWP on the line of saying, "Hey, y'all need to go look at this kid." And
Yep,
they don't do stuff like that. So
absolutely." See, the point is they don't
okay,
do stuff like this. They're only doing this because they know the history behind Placer and that whole area, and they care about this case. They've just found this poor little girl. They've got this footage from this crazy guy who's been waiting on them and like wanted an interview, pretty
right,
much. And they got that
right,
vibe from him, in my opinion. Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just
yep.
so
I know
in this deep. It's insane.
you're good. When we get through this, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that." All
My
right,
whole
that
head
first
blew
night
up
we got into town,
yesterday.
we didn't track them down. It was just a chance encounter. Okay, which is why we ended up over there at Boca instead of over at Prosser to begin with. Had we ended up at Prosser based upon our normal search, the way that we do things, where was they last seen? Where was their last cell phone ping? We would have been there one day versus two. So, and then Bella asked Jared, so are you saying that you ended up in Boca because of the tow truck driver?
Uh-huh.
Jared states, yep. Jared states, yeah, because we always go off of last known location. And
Yep.
so we have no doubt in trusting him because of his presence, his girlfriend, and the same story was told 3 times. It was from memory, not like I'm making this up on the spot.
Right.
And so very credible, which gives us a new last known location in this. As while I don't know if we showed this on the video, I don't remember, but we did make a call to the detectives as to verify this. Okay, so from Jared's first, him starting out the video, he always says that they're credible. Okay, just keep this in mind. They're credible, stand up people. And then he says, the story seems very credible. What don't seem, and so very credible, which gives us a new last location. Okay, now this is what he says after verifying it from the detective. Now
Right.
the thing is that you have multiple people taking these tips from 2 different counties, 18 different agencies. And so while the detective that we made contact with immediately on the spot, while Nick, the tow truck driver, was with us that night, that detective that we spoke to had never heard this, listen what he says, this, confession
Yeah.
story before this, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded. Okay.
That's insane.
Well,
Uh,
I I think he slipped up because
yeah,
when
confession.
you listen to it, confession, right?
Yeah, that's like
He
what's it called?
this
Word salad, like a slip, what is it called?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and this person says about the windows. Yes, the windows were rolled down and stuff so that the car would log up with water and it would sink quicker. That's a yeah. Another thing I questioned was Nick had said underwater that the driver's side window was busted, but then he said it was rolled down. Like I know the back windows were
yeah.
rolled down. One was only half down, one was down, and then the driver's side was either busted or whatever. And then
Well, the pass
okay, not the driver's side, but the passenger side's what I'm talking about.
right, the
And then when they
passenger.
clipped it and
Yeah, the
brought it out, the
passenger
driver's
was
side busted.
busted.
Yeah.
Right, right, because they don't AWP don't recover the cars the way that the
Yeah, they
police
use those
department did. That's
airbags
the
that
reason
keep you
why.
from damaging it and losing the stuff and all that, don't they?
Right, but a little while ago I saw Doug, I think it is, on a live, and he said that if a window's down, what they do to recover evidence is they go in and get anything that they can recover out first before or netting the car or
Yeah,
whatnot, so the stuff doesn't come
they
out.
do all they can to protect everything. But since the cops made them leave, and
Right,
I just find that strange because
right.
they know what they're doing. They're very well
That's
suited for this, And I think that
right.
honestly, they could use any help they could get, considering what we have found out today. Do you know about
Right. And that's,
do you know about her belongings, the
do I know?
possible evidence that had to be given to the grandpa because they didn't want it?
Well, okay, I watched a little bit of that dude's video that found it. He
Yeah.
said that he wasn't giving it to the police, that he was giving it to the grandpa and letting the grandpa decide whether he wanted to give it to the police
Well, he had
because
called the
of the way
police
that they felt.
and then one officer came out, and
He
I guess
waited
they
for
didn't.
over an hour.
He was there for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, he waited for over an hour. 4.5. I thought he said he waited for over an hour for an
4
officer
to
to come out.
4.5 hours. He was live out
Okay.
there waiting on them. One cop shows up, and they didn't want it, so he gave it to the grandpa. They weren't concerned about it.
Okay,
That's
well,
insane.
I was at work. That is insane. Okay,
I'm going to
so
show you guys
getting back to the this confession story. And whenever Jared says this, he swaps it real quick to story. So that brought up a red flag for me. Before this, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded somewhere else. Remember there was like 1,500 to 2,000 tips that came in, and they all have to be filtered through all of them. Church says exactly. That was so funny. I don't know why I said it exactly. Anyways, so Jared, yeah, I'm actually from Cheatham County too, so that's why it's so funny. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, Jared says, so we cannot sit here and say, well, this was a completely made up story. Who is this guy out of the blue? There's going to be so many conspiracy theories as to this, as you know, to this coming back to the car floating. And if somebody is involved or not, like I said, if somebody is, we have the entire interview, which will be like, you're going to be blown away with that one. So why does he sit there and say, we're going to be blown away?
Right, exactly.
We're going to be blown away. Right.
I think
we're going to be blown away by this. And then he also says, at the beginning, what did he say? If things go that way. And now he's going to say that we're going to be blown away with that one.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the interactions with Dad and Grandpa. So he changes subjects right there. So nobody asks him questions. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
So I do get what you're saying. So wait, he says that we're going to be blown away by that. And then he says something about Grandpa and Dad.
Okay, yeah, he says, we have the entire interview, which will be like, you're going to be blown away with that one, as well as the interactions with Dad and Grandpa right there at Lakeside versus what we cut down. So you know what I mean? He's like, okay, I got to change the subject so they don't ask me on live panel about what I'm talking about.
Right. I want to actually show you guys, like, if I can real quick. I thought, well, Dad and Grandpa's there on the shore, right? I'm not saying anything I'm not being disrespectful towards them in any way at all. I mean, my heart goes out to all of them, even the mom. But he's kind of upset with Doug whenever he's telling him some things, and then Doug's trying to tell him, that he thinks maybe he shouldn't see it, and he's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't see it or something. I don't know, it is kind of strange. Maybe Dad and Grandpa know something.
Well, I think that Dad's pissed off for one because they didn't find her when they supposedly searched that whole thing. He even got more pissed when Doug told him that where she was at in the back of the vehicle. Yeah, I'm sure we didn't see this part. I'm just speculating on this, but the dad's probably asked, well, what was she wearing? You know what I mean? Because that still hadn't come out. Somebody, you know what I mean? And and so if allegedly, however you want to I'm speculating here. If Doug told him she has one shoe on and that's it, the dad says, I want to get out of here. That's not something I want to see my daughter like.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder though if it's if they've heard something somebody might have been involved, and that's what they've told them, and it'd be shocking. Do you know what I'm saying?
That could have been too. Yeah. Right.
because of
But I
course that.
also heard that. I also heard on another channel or whatever, that somebody asked Doug what was she wearing, and he ignored it, and then she kept pressing him about it, and he said one shoe. And that's all
One
he said
shoe.
was one shoe.
Yeah, that was on
One
10 to
shoe.
Life with. What's that girl's name? I swear. I think it's
I
Andy,
don't
but I may be wrong.
I
But yeah,
don't
that is what he
I don't
says.
know.
One shoe.
The only person the only people that I like know y'all's names is
Yeah.
Brittany, you, and then Zav. And of course I've known Ryan Upchurch for a long time.
Right.
So he's kind of crazy on some of his theories, but
I
whatever.
think he means well. Like I
Um
was really upset, but going
he
back, he just I think got like he's famous. He was saying all these things. The cops got a hold of him, and he's trying to protect himself. So he just went with this story that way that he couldn't be blamed for accusing a certain person. Maybe I don't know. It wasn't the best thing, but I
I
can see that he's trying.
yeah, it's just Ryan. You yeah, okay, let me just say this much. Where we're from, and I mean like nobody from Jolton or Cheatham County or Dixon or whatever come at me. Um, we're a different kind of breed up here. And we're
Right.
not inbreed, we're all weird. And
You're not
so
weird.
everybody we all are weird up here because you have to be weird to be something different here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't be like the next person next to you. You have to be something weird or nobody's going to remember your name. And
Right.
that's basically what Ryan's trying to do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's leaving his
Standing out.
legacy. Right, he's standing out because everybody else in Cheatham County is weird, but he's a little weirder than some of us up here. You get
Well,
what I'm saying?
I
I mean,
understand.
there's
I'm
a
weird.
weird and there's a weirder. But
Listen, they don't do
okay,
this here in
so
my
let me
county.
get off
People
of
think they don't know what to think when they find out I have a podcast about, true crime and stuff, and that I mean, they know that I've worked
right,
and stuff, but when they figured this out, like, they do watch, but, like, no one else would
right,
ever put themselves out there like this, They would be too afraid of what people might think of
right.
them.
Well, the first time that I was on yesterday, I guess it was, my heart was beating. I didn't even get to the point that I actually was trying to get at after I rewatched it today. And I told my husband yesterday, whenever he got off work, I was like, I was on this podcast, and bless his heart, he's a church fan, and I ain't never went through my connects to let him meet him, because my husband's really weird. Uh, I was just like, you know, I was on a podcast and he's like, "Did you talk to Ryan?" I was like, "No, Robert, I didn't talk to Ryan. I was on there to talk to Brittany about what I showed you the other day in the case." What'd she say? What'd she say? I was like, "Robert, I was so nervous. I ain't never done that before." And I didn't
Don't
get to
be
the point.
nervous. Don't be nervous with me. I'm just a
No, no,
Southern girl too, and
I'm not nervous with you. I'm just nervous talking in front of people. I'm a people person, but that was the first time I ever done anything like that. But
well,
look,
you're
let me get
clearly.
back to this real quick.
Yeah, let's tie this up and then we'll watch
Okay.
some of that clip from that interview so we can actually hear him saying it too and put it with what you've told us and
Right.
brought
Oh
our
yeah, yeah.
attention.
Go. Yeah, go ahead. It's fine with
Okay,
me.
well, where are we at? Where are we at in okay, so you just told us about the
Um.
shocking interviews with him and then with dad and grandpa. Okay, let
Right.
me try to figure out that's where I'll stop at so that we can continue. Because with hearing you point things out,
Okay.
all right, I'm
You.
gonna share.
It's probably at 6 minutes and something about where I'm at right at the moment. Because I try to
Okay,
write down little. Yeah, I was
that's what I
trying to
do.
help you out.
Smart girl, smart girl. That's what you do. All right, let's bring it up. Okay. Yep, it's right here. You think it's at 6 minutes and something?
Yeah. It.
All right,
Where I'm at, where he says interaction with dad and grandpa right here.
okay.
I think he's right at 6 minutes.
Well, let's try it. And if it ain't, I'll go on forward and try to find it.
But we don't know. At this point, we're all speculating as to what's presented before us right now.
Nope.
the
Go back
question
to like maybe 5:15.
confession the story before, but that doesn't
Confession,
mean
the story before. Holy moly.
There you go.
Guys, listen. This is what she's brought our attention to. Listen to
And he
this. And look
says
at
it.
his face.
He says it really quick.
that night, that detective that we spoke to had never heard this, this confession, the story before.
That detective
that
had never
doesn't
heard
mean-
this story before. So he never called law enforcement, most likely.
Story.
It probably isn't a case of he's talked to the wrong person. No, I don't think he called them. I mean, in my opinion.
My opinion, I think he did call law enforcement, but he waited because he knows his company's policy of how long that they keep a video.
Yeah. Oh, so he made sure that
You
video
get what
could
I'm
have
saying?
expired. Yes. That's just like any other
Right.
business. They only keep stuff for so
Because
long, 'cause normally you would report it right away, and then they would gather that media and put it on like a CD or something like that. Whatever. They would
right,
detach it from the system, and they would have it. But it goes away after so long, and
exactly.
it reboots. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So that's the reason why he waited a week. That's the reason why he waited a week to call the authorities, because he's like, okay, so many hours the video footage gets deleted and gets, whatever.
Yeah.
So that could be a factor, or they review all their footage, the company does, and he's thinking now, oh well, what if they turn it into police
Yeah.
that I was at Kiely's car? So maybe
Absolutely.
I need to say something.
But I wonder if that footage even
You see what I'm
exists. I
saying?
wonder if he
Right.
was ever in the van. I wonder, you know what I'm saying? Because the tow truck. I
I
think
don't.
he used van because
Okay.
he didn't want to alarm us. Because tow truck. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like if he even said that.
I think this is what I think. I think that yes, he drives the service van. Do
Uh-huh.
I think he has access to tow trucks? 100%. 100%. And
All right.
speculation, if he has access to the van, then his company has access to tow trucks. His
Yeah.
tow
Well,
truck
he
has
tells
access to
us
tow
usually
yards.
what they do, because it's that service through like law enforcement or whatever. If first they send out a
Yeah.
van to try and fix or repair the issue, but if it can't be fixed, then they send out a tow truck to pick it up. And so he can drive either or. I
Right.
guess he probably drives different things different times. I'm imagining. Let's listen to that one
Exactly.
more time.
So if he go
I want
ahead.
to hear him say that again.
Immediately on the spot while Nick, the tow truck driver, is there with us that night. That detective that we spoke to had never heard this, this confession, the story before. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded somewhere else. Remember, there was like 1,500 or 2,000 tips that came in, and they have to filter through all of them. So exactly, so we cannot sit here and say, well, this is completely made up story, and who is this guy just out of the blue, and there's going to be so many.
I think he's saying that this is a completely made up story to make us start speculating. Because before, everybody was just believing what he was saying. We were looking at Jagger and them, I think he said that so that we would think about it being
Right.
possibly a made up story.
Right.
Let's listen to it a bit
And
more.
when hold on. All right. So
Okay.
you keep playing it.
Okay.
Conspiracy theories, as you know, past this. Coming back to the car and floating, and if somebody's involved or not. Like you said, if somebody is, we have the entire interview, which will just be like.
Okay, hold on.
You see that the
So,
entire interview, which will
right
be
there,
like
he's
jaw-dropping.
telling without telling.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Mind
In
blown.
my opinion.
Right.
In
So
your opinion.
if right, if no, yeah, my opinion too. But if nobody was involved, he would have never said, I said if somebody is, we have the entire interview.
Yeah.
So he says whether they are, whether they're not, and if somebody is involved or not, like I said, somebody is, we have the entire interview, which will be like you're going to be mind blown. You know what I mean? So he's telling you without telling you because he can't tell you. All right. So right after that, he goes, versus what we cut down. We hope it's not true. Okay, so apparently they know something, or they wouldn't be hoping it's not true.
Right.
Versus what we cut down. We hope it's not true. So apparently they know something about the tow truck driver, Nick, right?
Right. I
If
think though
not,
that
they wouldn't
Nick,
be like, oh,
yeah, I think that Nick is trying like through the whole interview. I don't know where it goes, the parts that we've not seen, obviously. I don't know if he ends up breaking down and telling them the truth. I don't know. I doubt that considering, but maybe. But I do feel that they know the truth, that they caught on
right,
and they, his story is just, you could just tell he has his hands in his pockets so that he's not fidgeting
right.
and showing
He,
that, but he's still doing the
and,
bounce.
right, but body language says if you have nothing to hide, you usually will put your hands behind your back or straight in front of you. If you
Yeah,
put your hands in your pockets, then that means you have something to hide. That's the
absolutely. You're
reason why
trying to
you're not
control your
showing your
body language.
hands.
Yeah, you're trying to control
Yes,
yourself.
right. Okay, so let me reread this. Versus what we cut down. We hope it's not true. We hope it's nothing more than an accident, but we don't know. At this point, we are all just speculating as to what is presented before us right now. The questioning whether now that it's out, what's out?
Right.
Nick has some involvement
Now
in
that
this?
his name's out, his face is out, this interview's out, and they can't cover it up because he's done messed up. So I want to know, like,
Right.
we'll turn on the video for a little bit more of this. I want to know what you didn't get to tell me yesterday for sure.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
And you see Nick. Okay, whether now that it's out and you see Nick. So that right there, that whole sentence, whether now that it's out and you see Nick.
That tells it right there, in my opinion.
That
'Cause
tells
it's
it
about
right
Nick.
there.
It's Nick.
Right. In the video that we put out to members today, we can now confirm. We can put it out there publicly. Yes, she was in the back of the car. Then he goes on to say about his wife asking what part of the back, and he goes the back. Hold on, I got to find another page. I was writing so bad whenever I was writing that. Hold on.
I know it's good
Let
to
me
get your
find this.
thoughts down like that, though, so you don't ever miss your point. It really is.
Right, because I missed my point yesterday. Back, which would be okay. So then Bella, hold on, I folded a piece of paper. I got it.
Take your time.
Oh, where did it go? That one. Where did that piece of paper go? I've done this, and I don't ever do this for nobody, but I done it for you because you're the first person to listen to me.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate this idea, this theory, and I think it's allegedly possibly more than that, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, hold on 2 seconds. I bet
without
I
saying
dropped it.
I'm
right.
like Jared over here, like
Allegedly.
trying not to say without saying with saying.
Right. Okay, I think I dropped that piece of paper.
I cannot believe though that no one else has caught on to this. That no one else has listened to you. That no one else has realized how important this is.
I've emailed Zav like probably 100 times, and I was like, okay, this is just getting weird. Be emailing her. I'm not emailing her no more. If they did, I'm not really sure because, like I said, I don't.
Wanting to talk with you.
They might, and truthfully, like I'm like I said, I'm not this person that talks to everybody. I just felt that this was so strong that like for instance, I think you're one of Zav's mods. Ain't that what y'all call them? Mods?
Yeah, I'm not.
Or y'all calling them moms?
They're mods.
Okay.
But I'm not one of her mods. I don't mod for anybody, and I try to I love Zav. She's the only creator that I feel really comfortable with. Her and Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies. I've been down that road, and I just I wish all the creators all the work and all the luck in the world, and they do their thing, and I do mine. You know.
Right. I get that. I don't even know what a mod is, truthfully. But you were actually first. Oh, okay. But you were like the first person to like actually answer even my comment. So
Yeah, most
that's
people
why I
don't
was
do
like,
that
okay,
too.
cool. And then for instance, and no disrespect to anybody else, but even if they would have contacted me after they watched our videos yesterday, I wasn't
Yeah.
going to speak with any of them.
Oh, that's
Just
so
due,
nice.
due due to the fact that I told you that I'd come on here. I've
Yeah.
actually been really excited all day. I'm
Well,
waiting on your
Nina, we
live.
appreciate you a
So
lot.
I catch things. My husband says that I remember too much stuff. I mean,
You
I
have
could tell
OCD.
you what a customer I could tell you what a customer bought from me 10 years ago and what kind of flower pot they bought.
I'm like
With
that. Like
what kind of
long
flowers
term,
they
I can
bought it.
remember well. It's short term, I can't remember very well.
Well,
Are
I
you like
remember
that?
everything, and sometimes I remember what you said yesterday. I remember, and I don't have a picture thing, but I remember what everybody says and how they say it, and
Right.
or what they did. Um, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But
That's
anyways,
good.
moving back on.
All right. Yeah. Let's get
So
everybody's leaving us.
that's the reason. Yeah, let's not leave. I have a very, very good thing. Um, back. And now when you start breaking this down again, just speculation, even though she is a small gal, you only have so much space. You also have, church has a little space. That this car is not sinking in the same way that a car with the windows up would sink. All right. And then
Right.
which
That's
would
when
be
it
a
talks
2 to
about
10
getting
minute
out.
float. Right. Okay. 2 to 10 minute float. You would have plenty of air in there to think about what you're going to do versus windows down, which now you have nothing trapping the air. That means the vehicle would go much quicker, under much quicker. All right.
Yeah.
So then the panel starts. All right. So this right here is really important. So the
Hmm.
footage of that. Hold on. Verna asked, "Would you be able to comment on the tow truck driver dash cam?" The footage of that one was locked up by his company, and so the moment that it was made known that this might be a part of something, they just locked it down. He does he does not, because it's not his company. It wasn't his. He doesn't own the truck. It's now in the database cloud somewhere, but everybody is aware of that, and the law enforcement is following up on that now.
Now. Now.
Now. Now.
Now. So now.
Now. He
Remember
said
that,
he
people.
contacted law enforcement.
But they're only doing it now.
So now what? Right. Why are they doing it 3 weeks now?
Because now they can't cover it up.
So right.
Can't let it
Okay.
slide. They
So
can't let
we
it go now.
right. Okay. So he goes on to say, so we do not have it. He does not have it. But what I can say and touch on this is that it will be in our raw, unedited interview if it goes this direction.
Yep. So it's raw,
Okay.
unedited. Like that's going to be a lot, I'd imagine.
Right. But let me just say it here is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled over and called his girlfriend, who he
Uh,
pulled over down the road and called his girlfriend, who he told her what had happened. And so this is now where we have the her story, and he started to say statement but changed it to story. If you want
oh,
to play that. Yeah,
statement.
he
So
started
he
it.
was.
He
They were
says
doing like the cop
he
thing. Yeah.
right. He merges statement with story.
Okay.
And when Jared says that, she was there as well. You didn't see her on camera. That's because I think that if some charges goes towards him,
You don't want to be connected
and
to it. They don't want to connect her to
she
it.
right, because she's a nurse,
Don't want to
she don't want
disparage her
her
reputation and name.
career right. Okay, so we got that at that moment and time, but we do not have her on camera as well. That she collaborates his story as well as to he was there and how odd that was. This was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday. So she does not forget that it was Saturday. Everybody on panel was like, oh my, oh my, oh my. Jared says then, now, to begin, I don't know Nick from you, know anybody. I don't have any reason to, discredit or think otherwise. And okay, so you remember how he was saying very credible. He wouldn't what's that word? Against their
Against their
person, like he wasn't down in nobody. I guess that's what you could say.
oh, okay.
He was like they're very credible at the first and halfway through it. But now he goes on to say, now, to begin, I don't know Nick from you. Know anybody. I don't have any reason to, discredit or think otherwise. Now here's the big. All right. So you remember whenever I first come on, I
Is this
said
your
it's
point?
better to ask for forgiveness. Yes.
Yes.
You remember whenever I said it's better to ask for forgiveness
Then for
than permission?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Jared goes to say, and don't hold this for the golden lie here.
Ooh. The golden
He
lie.
says, the golden lie. So
It's
he's
parents-
asking everybody, to forgive him when everything comes out. He's trying to tell everybody, don't hold this for the golden lie as to 100% truth or fact. I don't know until more information comes out.
Whoa. Boom. So the golden lie. So he's basically stating that his story that we've heard this thus far is the golden lie. But then maybe the rest of the footage is going to tell the golden truth.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds silly.
You
I
see
know
what I'm
that's silly,
saying?
but seriously, yeah, I get what you're saying. 100%.
No, but don't
I
hold
want to
this
play
for the
that.
golden lie.
I'm going to play that. Do
Play
you have
it.
the time stamp for that?
It's probably at 8 minutes.
Oh my gosh, your memory. I need you. I need your memory for sure. Okay. If
I
I don't
wouldn't
write
say,
stuff
but I think it's like 8:14, and I don't have none of that wrote down. Like
You're probably
seriously,
right.
I have none of it wrote down.
All right, let's listen. Everybody, can you see
That's
it and
just
hear it? Here we go.
We got a lot of that, Jared, yesterday when we played some videos, and one of the things was wait till the water.
Oh,
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software to
water for the buoyancy level, and everyone's like, no, AWP says do not do that. Don't wait.
no. It's probably like 9 minutes.
okay. I know, like I had it
'Cause
at
that was
14
right
minutes
before
or
that.
something, and he was talking about something that I think was important, but I don't believe it would have been that far in.
It is
Wow.
what it is. In the end, but in the end, one of the things you'll see, I won't state who he is, I won't say his name or his company. In the same way,
I won't
Yeah,
say
it's
this
past that.
company. Okay.
That was about the breaking tool thing on the window.
Okay.
locked it down. He does not, because it's not his company. It wasn't his. He doesn't.
We've heard that. Okay. That may have been
A little
the area
further
where
up.
I had
Yep.
And he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have her story, and she was there as well. That you didn't see.
Pay close attention, everybody. We're going to listen to this too.
That she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was Saturday.
My God. Can you get off your
Now, but again, I mean,
There's where he said about the dad's birthday from the girlfriend, isn't it? Yeah. All right. I'm going to move it up just a little bit.
They can verify this. We're just saying what's been passed on to us. Mm-hmm. And so, we, in the edit, we were very respectful, blurred out certain things, and we left out a lot to not point fingers, not to speculate, but to simply bring.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Our
Somebody's trying to call me, and I'm trying to hang up.
Oh, that's okay. All right. Let's make sure you was good. All right, here we go. So you think this is the area right here that he might have said it?
As you guys know, there was whether it was a fake account or whether it was a real account, we started to get thrown under the bus, and we just let the video, speak for itself. That's what we did.
Exactly, and that's what I told everybody. I was like, listen,
Started with the video speak for itself. I guarantee it was right where I was at.
Oh my God.
I was at 13 minutes and something, and I believe that's where you got your point, because that's where my point came from. How crazy.
We had something, we had a guest on, we've had a guest on for a long time who put you down.
Well, no, that's definitely not it. Let's see.
Yeah.
My phone's going crazy.
Here it is.
We are who we are. So like us or hate us, in the end, I don't care. Ryan doesn't care.
No, that's not it either.
I'm here.
That's a type. I know, that's very little.
You see in the video that the wheels are turning, which would indicate that the vehicle is in neutral.
otherwise that mug would have went.
It was just after this. All right, you guys, bear with us. Sorry, I'm trying to find.
Descriptions where you guys know who it might be.
It is. I think that everybody's already speculating. In any additional information that I would provide. So, I have to be careful what it is that we do say, what we put out there.
Here it is.
So, we put out what we can at this moment in time, and like I said, we will put out a lot more later on if it goes down in that direction that law enforcement taken.
So from everything that you've seen in your experience, if you had to guess, would you guess that there's foul play involved in this one?
I'm just going. I'll say.
He
this.
don't want to say. He don't want to
put
tell
that
us.
In our title, if we thought it was nothing more than an accident, it's open for interpretation, speculation at this point. There's an entire other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you. Based
upon this interview that they've put out for us to watch, it'll blow our minds when we realize that it's possible, allegedly, hypothetically, that tow truck driver is responsible somehow, some way. I believe that allegedly, possibly, it's possible that it isn't just him involved as well. And that's what you were bringing up yesterday. And I started thinking, and it's just crazy how that works together.
Even just going with let's see, without giving away too much, without me saying anything really. If you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle.
The two people that are moving around the vehicle. The two people that are moving around the vehicle.
There could be more to that story.
He's talking without talking because he knows
it's something that even in my conversation, if I have private conversation with Ryan later on, will be a private conversation. I'm not even going to tell you.
Right.
Because everybody needs to come to their own conclusion at this point as to the potential. But none of us want to be in a situation where it's defamation.
Exactly.
If it's not true.
Right.
We hope that it's not. But if it is, then justice will be served.
Was Nick able to, sorry, I just have one more question. Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
See there? He's saying that he just hinted to us something. Oh, hang on a minute. We've lost our girl. Are you still there, Nina? I didn't know you dropped off on me. Are you there?
Yeah, I did. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I'm here now. I, for some reason, lost complete
basically right
service.
there. Did you get to hear that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to replay that part. It's super important, and I think everybody should pay close attention to that. That right there, along with what we are theorizing, I think it's very important as well. Wait, he's already said a lot of it.
If you had to guess, would you guess that there's foul play involved?
Well, that ain't it. Let's see. Probably right here.
I would not have put that in our title if we thought it was nothing more than an accident. It's open for, interpretation, speculation.
Oh my goodness.
Today, we're going to be unboxing these headphones that I bought online.
See the
All right.
speculation at this point.
Open to speculation at
there's
this
an
point.
other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you. based upon additional, even just going with let's see, without giving away too much.
Without giving away too
If
much.
you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story.
Yeah.
That story. I don't blame you. Their own conclusion at this point as to potential, but none of us want to be in a situation where it's defamation.
Exactly.
If it's not true.
Right.
We hope that it's not. But if it is, then justice will be served, appropriately.
Was Nick able to? Sorry, I just have one more.
Was
question.
Nick able to?
Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Right there. He's still gathering. He didn't want to say if he could verify her in a photo or anything. He wants to gather some more information because of what he just hinted to us.
Right.
What he just hinted to us, you guys. What do you think it is? It ain't what we all thought in the beginning.
No.
Was I even playing that? Did I even share my screen out? I probably didn't.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I heard that part. But yeah,
important.
He's still gathering more information on the girl. The guy has been identified.
Yes.
One of the reasons why I think the guy's been identified is simply because the phone records.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. All they need to do
Also,
is get a subpoena for their phone records, all these kids, and that'd be it, I'd say.
Right. So
they're not
know
kids.
the guy
They're
is.
of age. Let me make that known. They're not underage
Right.
children at all. I just call them kids because they're younger than me.
Yeah, they're way younger than me. But one thing about it is, like I said yesterday, I think that allegedly Sammy knows Nick. We haven't dug too far into that. I haven't because I don't know how to do none of that
I
stuff.
think that Sammy maybe possibly allegedly knows Nick and called him. I don't know though. I think that Nick allegedly or tow truck driver may have been at the party. I do. And something happened.
I do. I think. Yep.
Or maybe Sammy had to call Nick because she knows him and knew that he had, the resources necessary to fix her issue, possibly, allegedly. It's one of those things somewhere along
allegedly.
there.
And
allegedly.
And not just that, right. Not just that, but Nick would have all the resources. Our tow truck driver would have.
You're cutting out on me, Nina. Darn it. Okay, well, Nina, I'm sorry you cut out on us. I want to cover a couple of other things real quick. I thank you so much for coming on. If you want to, maybe tomorrow we can put together a little something, a little organized and just really clear straight to the point. Oh, she's back. Okay. Are you there? Darn it.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, now we're good.
Okay.
But I was thinking
sorry.
maybe you and I could speak after this and we can gather our thoughts together, organize the most important key points and put together like even a recording off live, like something that we do not with people viewing, but we'll put it out as a video so that I think that would maybe help us some. So we can take our time at it and then edit it to be just to the point and really make sure people cannot misunderstand what we're trying to say. And also that we're just our theory, we're just theorizing. So
we're speculating.
Absolutely.
Jared also says that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, Jared also says everyone needs to come to their own conclusion about this.
Yes.
And from what I take from that is all of us need to take what AEWP put out, put it all together, and speculate on it. Nobody's talking about the fact that Jared says, "Don't take this for the golden lie."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell somebody to don't take this for the golden lie, but whatever he said after that, as to 100% truth.
Yeah.
What he
Yeah,
just told,
basically, the
what he
story
just
that we
said,
just heard from that boy, don't take it as like,
right?
yeah,
100% truth. But there's no reason why they shouldn't have believed credible
right.
to begin with,
I
because
think
they
they
had
thought
no
he was
reason
credible
to.
because it was important. I think that when they say he's
What?
credible, I think they mean he's a very important key aspect to this, possibly.
Right, right, true that too.
I think
But
they
I
had to
think
say,
he also is not trying to believe,
I
just in
didn't get you.
case it goes in that direction.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, listen, Nina. I'm going to email you back with some contact information. I'm only giving it to you, so please don't ever give it to anyone else. And you and I will get together and we'll work on this. If you're down.
My phone is doing it crazy again.
That's okay. Do you think would you be down with that? I'll get in touch with you and then we'll work on it from there when you can.
Live.
You
But
okay, we've lost her yet again. All right, but yeah, I'm going to email you, Nina. Be looking for it, and we'll put something together. So I want to touch on. So I've already put all that together. Let me see if this went with it. I had everything organized on here for everyone. I hope you could gather that. I wanted to allow her definitely to get everything, all of her thoughts out. That's super important, and I think that what she's brought to our attention is super important as well. But I want to show you this footage that is from yesterday. It's where this YouTuber goes out to Prosser. He's been going out to Prosser quite a bit. And that's not it. He's been going out to Prosser quite a bit. His channel's name, Check It TV. He is the person, the photo that I had been using to show where Kiely would have been parked, like where Sammy pointed. That car, that was a screenshot from his live where he was like searching that area and cleaning up. Well, this is another bit of information that came from him. He's out at Prosser yesterday searching. He takes his boogie board out and looks down with his phone. And what do you know? Hold on, we'll just watch this clip. If you'd like, you could go over and subscribe to their channel. I haven't watched too much of his footage, but I do know that he's got his boots on the ground and he's trying to help. So let's watch this. It's really sickening that this is here.
You guys need to see for yourself if that I just
Watch.
if no one's gonna come get this stuff.
This gentleman waited 4 to 4.5 hours yesterday on
have
Cox.
somebody record me, but here it is. Ready? Coming up for it. Look where I'm at.
Look at his location. He's out just far enough.
20 feet. I'm gonna put my phone in the water. Here you go. Hope you guys see this stuff. Did anybody see that?
Give it just 1 second. He does it again.
Did you see it? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I did put my phone in the water once already.
He's doing it
I
again.
did not touch any. I didn't touch anything. I've been waiting here for over an hour.
At that point, he'd been waiting there for over an hour.
I'm pissed off that all the stuff is.
Look, you can see it just from there.
I'm going to put it in the water again. Here we go.
Look at that. Look at that, you guys. You can definitely tell that her laptop's down there. What if her cell phone is still down there? We don't know. They've not done anything to to inform anybody of anything. I mean, the least they could do is just let us know about her items. Was her cell phone in the vehicle? Or is it here in this lake left like this? Look how just despicable.
I don't know if you guys saw that. I hope you did.
How much more of her belongings? So again, that's Check It TV. His link should be in the bio. If it isn't, I'm going to add it after this. I do have some still shots of that as well. I'll show you real quickly. Aside from that, let's see here. Kiely, poor Kiely, if it wasn't for, I think, AWP having that footage, for people like this guy here, for all of us, these are different like screenshots that I took. But if it wasn't for that, I don't believe that that Kiely's case would have any type of anybody on it that really cares. I care. I want to see this through. I want to see her get justice. I want to see whoever was involved, have to take accountability and responsibility and their punishment for this. It's serious. And, with tow truck driver being related to law enforcement, I wonder to my soul if that isn't why some of this stuff has been handled the way it has been. I don't know for sure. I can't. I'm just speculating. It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I hate to come down hard on law enforcement. I'm a supporter of law enforcement. What would we do in those hours of panic, or when somebody's trying to rob you, or there's something bad going on? What would we do without law enforcement? We'd be really bad off, right? And then there's some cases where you have bad cops and they do really terrible things. That's like, this Project Veritas, that information. It's so crazy that happened. And then we got this case out there. Also, all of the fentanyl overdoses last year, absolutely absurd. And then the purchasing of Percocet from Venmo, just all of this put together. I mean, I need to figure out if Sammy and tow truck driver know one another. All of this is just theorizing and just another theory and possibility, but it seems to be so credible. And just going by what Jared has said and what Doug has said, all of it it brings it together. And I'm so afraid that they were not going to look at this. And if that is the case, that's just absolutely a travesty. Let's see. I'm going to read a few of your comments real quickly. And it looks like Nina's back. I'll bring her up for just a moment. And then I want to just touch on one other thing that isn't related to the Kiely story. It's another event that happened today, and it's really sad. And I just want to, But let's see. Kelly Evans says, it seems that they are thought accident and didn't even care. Yeah, it's like they're going with the accident route. In my opinion, they should be having the water check since, they should have went and got this. Well, what ended up happening, he waited around for 4.5 hours. Nobody showed up. Finally, one cop showed up. He didn't want the evidence. Didn't want it. And it was evidence. It was in her car, for God's sake. And so the guy ended up giving it to the grandpa. That's what I gather. It's really sad. Law enforcement has totally let this poor baby girl down and her family, in my opinion. I hate to go there, but it just is what it is. They need to get their foot out of their rumpuses and do something. Stop being so damn shady and covering up for everybody. What, does this guy know something on somebody else that's really important in law enforcement? We don't know. But there's something going on, and it's shady as shit. Are you there, Nina? I can't hear you. You're still
sorry.
Okay, there you are.
All right.
But did you get my message? Yes.
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna send you an email after this.
Okay. My email is Rodell McGill 7917.
I got it where you emailed me. You hear me?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And then we'll
I'm just going through
to get it all wrapped up.
Yeah. I think there's more to the Nick story, and that's the reason why the girlfriend wasn't on camera that night. And like AWP says, don't hold this as the golden lie, 100% truth. There's a lot to that, and if you dissect it and actually take it for what he says it is, he's trying to ask his viewers to forgive him after all the evidence comes out.
He's feeling guilty. That
Because,
happens.
yeah. And so, and then the whole thing about the tow truck driver, I think him and we'll call her Semi. We'll call her Semi.
We'll call her. I don't know what we could call her. We'll come up with something.
I just call her Semi.
We'll call her Odd
And I
Future
also,
since she's so into Tyler the Creator.
right, and I also noticed something today too. Watching everything because I've been trying to like watch everything. Mags talks about Kiely in past tense pretty often.
Yeah.
Past tense. I mean, and you know, you don't talk about somebody in past tense unless you know they're gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I noticed that a lot. Are you talking about Sammy's interviews? Well, Odd Futures interviews?
No, not yeah. Not just Sammy's. All right, so Zav put a video up of all the interviews of her friends and family and mom and dad and stuff.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people too.
Well, if you just go through that one thing that Zav plays, you can see that a lot of people are talking to her about Kiely in past tense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I noticed that
I
early
thought it was
on.
just
Big red flag.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
everybody
big red
knew
flag,
already.
like,
Everybody already knew
all right,
that
she's gone. Right. Like Sammy also says, everybody will know you was loved. Loved. Like you're loved? Like you're loved? She says like you were loved. So, but all right, Chica. Just email me and I will holler at you tomorrow.
Truly, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
You shed light on something that I hadn't really got around to at all
Yeah.
at this point.
Well, I think Jared put out there that I think Jared put it out there, but also just try to distract from it and said y'all dissect it.
He wanted us to come up with it on our own. He wanted to wait until somebody could figure it out on their own.
You speculate and have your own conclusions.
Yeah,
that's what I
guess
think.
We'll figure something out if we get any contact or anything from anyone. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
But I thank you for coming on today. I'm getting ready to.
Yeah, no problem.
I gotta.
And my husband.
Yeah.
My husband Robert, he's a real big crime. Like he used to have to do things in high school, like reports and stuff on true crime where he went to school. And like I showed him this and he was like, yeah, that's a big deal with them saying this certain things that they're saying.
It's a huge deal. He's right.
Like and I asked him, I was like, you know, could this actually be something? He was like, they're telling you the truth without telling you the truth. They can't say it because the investigation is still going on.
Right. They can't say it because maybe it could be, But Nina, I appreciate you so much. I will talk with you in email.
Problem, Brittany.
All right.
All
We'll
right,
see
darling.
you soon.
All right.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
All right, guys. The last thing I want to touch on just real quickly is this. Let me pull this up. And Nina has a lot of really good thoughts and stuff. I would have never, I mean, it's just, she really brought my eyes to things and made it clear, I guess, what I'm trying to say. But I wanted to touch on the passing of, well, not this is the wrong article. I'll just speak about it. I just wanted to touch on the passing of Queen Elizabeth. I know that there are quite a few people that watch from the UK. And I just want to say that my heart and soul, my condolences go out to all of you, to the royal family, but to the countrymen and women that have loved her so much, because I know that she, you know, always put the country first. That's what's been said by many. And my heart just goes out and rest in peace. So that'll do it for this evening, you guys. I hope this has brought some clarity to things. It's just us theorizing. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be sicker. I don't know how that'll be, but I will see you soon. And I love you all so much. Please make sure you share this, like it, and if you haven't, subscribed. But I love you all. Toodles. Mwah. And thank you so much to my mods and to Chastity. I don't know what I would do without you all. And again, thank you, Nina. But I love you guys. Toodles.